The reason I'm on the planet now is because I'm Mary Magdalene, and because I was with the Emerald Covenant team 950 billion years ago, who began this entire process of creating this beautiful universe, which was supposed to be identical to the God world where I lived at that time. And my name, my soul's name, was of the breath of light. And when God creates an idea, it's always created through a breath from God, breathing onto a spark, igniting into a flame, creating an idea. So my name, of the breath of light, means that I was God's idea of creation, bringing this breath of light. And I was together at that time with the one many know as Yeshua ben Joseph. Of course, he's been known as 30 billion other names since then, and so have I. The name that some of you know us as was just one lifetime of billions of our lifetimes. So we have been spending billions of lifetimes trying to complete this project. And what we are completing at this time is returning the original consciousness of the 12 stargates, the 12 star systems, or the 12 suns of creation that we originally created as the absolute identical reflection of the mind of God, the absolute God world. It was our plan that everything in the universe, regardless of its density, whether it was cosmic or universal or planetary, would all reflect this absolute beautiful kingdom of heaven. And we had many problems on the way of our creation, and there were invader races and creatures who tried to stop us many, many times for billions of years. And this time, and after those billions of years, we got down to 800 million years, where we finally got the first seeding of this earth in its perfect form. And then that again was destroyed. And the second seeding 400 million years ago. And then the third seeding 20 million years ago. And so this is the end of the third seeding, when we are going to finally get our project right. The project we started 950 billion years ago. That is why I am here. I am once again working with the same team that I worked in the cosmos 950 billion years ago to bring in the portals, to reopen the portals. The portals, there are 12 portals to bring back that 12 perfect sets of consciousness that we were originally created from. And I'm planning on it being done successfully this time, and it is my responsibility on this earth to bring all of the other frequencies, and this would be what we call the music of the spheres. The music of spheres coming down from the highest sphere of consciousness, from the cosmos, and down to the universal and into the galactic and solar and planetary, bringing that consciousness back into Mother Gaia so she can regain her consciousness. Mother Gaia has been just as unconscious as we have. We have been unplugged from our original consciousness for a very long time, and we've tried over and over to get it plugged back in, but our race line, our perfect creation, was destroyed in so many times. And so the major problem was getting the 12th Stargate. The 12th Stargate was the one that was destroyed by the Anunnaki, and they created the Nibiru planet to replace Aramentana. It has taken us all of this time to reconstruct Aramentana, which is now going to replace Nibiru, and Nibiru will be removed from our star system forever. So that Death Star is what has been blocking our consciousness all of this time. So my mission coming to Earth was to bring the highest frequencies to Earth through music. And the music that I'm bringing is the music of the spheres. The music of the spheres is that original light and sound of creation that spins 10,000 times the speed of light energy. It spins the light and sound together to create suns, to create stars. And right now I am spinning the music of the spheres energy to create or to open these portals. I have to use this same pattern of creation that I've used to open portals for billions of years in the past. We've tried over and over. We'd open them and then they'd be destroyed and we have to close them again. So this is a grand celebration for the entire cosmos. This is the highest creation being returned to the earth. So this is the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing that it has, one of the greatest celebrations even for Mother, Father, God. This is completing a plan we started long ago. Of course, it isn't the completion. It's actually the first step of completing the plan we started on Earth. We have completed our plan on other planets and other star systems, but for Mother Gaia, what is so special about this plan on Mother Gaia is we are reopening the consciousness of Mother Gaia. So when I finish creating these portals, which must be completed by November, all 12 must be opened by November, or that's to allow the consciousness to flow in on December 21st. So that's when the complete return of our consciousness will be December 21st. And when our consciousness returns into Mother Earth, that begins to affect our DNA, and that turns us back on. It's actually plugging us back in to the missing DNA or the missing consciousness that we were unplugged from these other 12 star systems. And so that is the grand event that is happening. And the fall equinox is another event. It also involves the music of the spheres from all of the consciousness of all of the 12 star systems flowing through into the portals. But that event is being helped out by the moon. This event is about the moon. The moon is actually a creation. It's not really like another planet or what we think the moon is being. It was actually created as a measurement technology for our frequencies on Earth. It was developed just to watch the Earth and to gauge our frequencies to see when we would be ready for this project to happen. And so the entities who are on the moon gauging our frequencies are these same groups from these 12 star systems. There's not just 12 of them, there's millions of race lines within the star systems. So all of the race lines, the star systems who chose to be on our side, there's always been those trying to stop this from happening, but the ones who are helping this happening are in the moon. Those are called our oversoul families who are overseeing this project. What's going to happen on September 21st, the fall equinox, is the moon is sending a comet. Of course, it's already on its way. It's already pretty much here. But that comet contains the frequencies, the consciousness of our oversoul families, and that is going to enter into the portals on September 21st. So first the consciousness is being returned from the moon, and the moon is always gauging our frequencies. So the moon group has decided that our frequencies are high enough to turn us back on. Our frequencies have been turned off. The reason that people have a problem with full moons is a full moon is actually when they turn on their gauge to measure our frequencies. And people that do not have frequencies high enough have a very hard time during full moons, and those people who already have high frequencies, the full moon doesn't bother them at all. So people who are still having problems with full moons, that means their frequencies have not been raised enough. So there's going to be a big problem this fall equinox, because people who still do not have their frequencies raised enough, those who have always had trouble with full moons, are going to have a very big problem with this full moon, because we are going to have frequencies sent to us that are going to wake us up. And those who are not ready to wake up are going to be seeing things that they haven't faced yet in their lifetime and all of their lifetimes. And this is a time of remembering that our souls are made from all of these past lifetimes, millions and millions, and for some of us, billions of years of lifetimes are our soul, and that is who we are. We're not just who we were in this lifetime. We are everything that we've ever been. And so people are now going to have to combine and remember and realign their consciousness to all that they are. And people have been and will have more of a problem with that, because it will seem to them like they may be having ghosts visit them, or they may be having nightmares. They may be seeing entities they've never seen before. What we're going into is a reality where multidimensionality is in front of us. And so people are going to be going through these timelines of seeing all these layers of multidimensional consciousness. And so what we've always called Halloween in October is going to be a real Halloween this year, because there are going to be real ghosts flying around. There's going to be the spirits of who people are standing in front of them. There's going to be layers and layers of realities. There's going to be people coming face to face with fears that they never faced before. And luckily for many of us who actually started working on this Ascension project 20 or 30 years ago, many of us have already gone through this. Many of us have already gone through these nightmares and gone through meeting our spirit self face to face, and gone through really getting to know what's in our Akashic records. And so a lot of people are very ready for this. A lot of people, the people that I work with at crystalmagicorchestra.com, are people who have been buying my frequency music. And what my frequency music is I've actually been recording the consciousness flowing in through the stargates, through the alignment of the cosmos, and this idea of the dance of the cosmos. The dance of the cosmos is the light and sound, that original light and sound from the God world, being spun in these music of the spheres. So these frequencies are spun in this spherical fashion. They create these spheres of light, and the fastest sphere creates a violet flame, and then there's the blue flame and the gold flame. And the faster the light energy spins, the higher the frequencies are. And so what's happening to Earth right now is she has been in this harmonic universe 1 of frequencies, and there's this harmonic universe 2 of frequencies, a higher set of frequencies that is spinning through the music of the spheres. And so that Earth, that spiritual self of, spiritual parallel self of Earth, is spinning into her, becoming one. So our spiritual and physical Earth is becoming one, our physical and spiritual bodies are becoming one. So we're becoming more in tune with the spiritual. And so that's what I do with the holographic music. I'm recording the music of the spheres coming in through these waves. If it's over the past 12 years, there's been these waves of stellar wave activation, bringing in more and more of this consciousness from these other stargates. There's always the energy from the moon measuring the frequencies on Earth, and those comets flying to and around the Earth measuring us. And I record the frequencies of each of these. Like, I have an album called Lunar Visions, which is an album of the frequencies of the moon, the lunar vision, watching the Earth, and through that vision the moon is recording the frequencies of the Earth. So I have an album of the frequencies of consciousness of that actual activity in itself. Now we also have the dolphins and the whales, who are also measuring the frequencies of the Earth constantly for us. The dolphins are always sending their sonar trinary language frequencies to the Pleiadian station. There's a dolphin Pleiadian star within the Pleiadian star system, which they communicate with constantly, and that keeps the fifth dimensional frequencies tuned into the Earth. So I've also recorded that group of frequencies of the dolphins working with the Pleiadian dolphin system to hold our